Do you ever find yourself arguing with someone as if your life depended on it? Arguing as if losing the fight would mean that you're discredited forever? I call that kind of argument an infallibility battle. Opponents vying, often mindlessly, for the appearance of infallibility. No one is infallible, and yet the stakes can feel that high in these fights, as if the winner will be proven right about everything and the loser will be proven wrong about everything. A fight to the death. Winner takes all, loser loses all. We can fall into infallibility battles by accident. For example, if someone blurts, "You think the Beatles' White Album came out in 1969? God, you don't know anything, do you?" Or even just an eye roll, as if one's opponent is insane. And then there are the trolls who provoke infallibility battles for fun, because they have a simple formula for winning them. Infallibility battles are about character, not content. Whatever you're arguing about becomes irrelevant, which is what makes them so mindless. It's all about whose character is infallible and whose is damaged, corrupted, wrong to the core, which is also what makes them so addictive. It's hard to pull out of an infallibility battle since you'd be marked as a loser, wrong about everything. Trolls, whether online or otherwise, provoke infallibility battles because they've discovered a mindless generic formula for winning every time. It doesn't take knowledge. Indeed, knowledge would only get in the way. Here it is. Simply ignore, deflect, or nitpick your opponent. Stay on the attack. Say anything, however ridiculous, to attack your opponent's character. Say anything that makes them look dumb, weak, uninformed, misguided, emotional, whatever. And above all, don't think about the meaning of what you're saying. So long as you attack with an air of confident, triumphant authority, you win. Winning, you gain confidence that you can win any infallibility contests, which will make you want more of them. That's how to become a troll. That's the king's highway to know-it-alldom. It's dumb as hell. It dumbs everything down because it has nothing to do with reality. But you'll feel like a king for having that formula. Now, if you're on the receiving end of this formula, it can feel like you're dealing with a three-dimensional chess genius. But really, your opponent is just playing on the vertical dimension. They're always up, you're always down. What's happening on the chessboard is totally irrelevant to these formulaic fanatics of infallibility battle blood sport. You could be living or working with one of these infallibility trolls. You can end up being governed by whole parties of them. Wherever you encounter them and whatever lifestyle brand they claim for themselves, they're all relying on the same addictive formula. They're basically exhibitionists, sidling up as though for thoughtful conversation. When they've got your attention, they open their trench coat to flaunt their little formula. No matter how you respond, they have a way to claim victory. If you walk away, you're a loser. If you fight them, they've upset you. If you engage with them, you're a sucker bound to lose. Is there any response they can't turn into proof that they're infallible and you're wrong about everything? I think there is, but to deploy it, you're going to have to give up something that may be precious to you. It's your sense that as a conscientious person, you abide by the right and righteous universal moral principle. Be kind, nice, and receptive to everyone. Everyone means what they say and deserves to be heard. Many people embrace that moral principle as a source of pride. It can be hard to give up, but you should. It's wrong. There is no moral principle that you should listen to everyone. Besides, you can't. You have limited attention. There's an opposite moral principle popular among the conscientious that is also wrong. Never fight with a pig. You'll just get dirty and the pig likes it. Always walk away from anyone who is disrespectful, hurtful, or mean. Just don't engage. You can't always walk away. Sometimes you have to engage with pigs. It's our civic duty to fight fake infallibility trolls. You can't let them run roughshod over society. If we ignore them, they prevail. The question then is how to engage. After 20 years seeking answers to this question, I've come to this simple counter formula. Don't debate them. They're just masturbating to you taking the bait. Call them on that instead. In other words, drop the ground level content debate since they don't care about it at all. Ignore their attacks on your characters since they don't mean them. It's just their formulaic taunting. Remember that you're plenty receptive to moral coaching from other conscientious people. You might even say, I ignore all moral tutoring from trolls. Don't debate them. They're just masturbating to you taking the bait. Call them on that instead. In other words, keep exposing their sado-narcissistic formula. That's all they've got. They'll say anything to pretend they're infallible. Since it's all they've got, they'll keep using it, which proves your point. So keep making it. Keep exposing how they'll say anything to pretend they're infallible. Make their formula fail. Disappoint these exhibitionists by not giving them a reaction they can counter with their formula. Of course, be careful when your life depends on not disappointing them, or at least your livelihood. For example, with a horrible put-down artist boss. Now, if it's someone you have to live with, not a fake infallibility troll, but someone with whom you've stumbled into an infallibility battle, just postpone. Talk when you're both calmer, if you can even remember what you were arguing about. You may want to change people's minds, but often you don't have to care about changing a particular mind. Be a fisher of men, but to the extent possible, make it catch and release. Your reputation doesn't depend on convincing people as much as you might think it does when you're in the throes of an infallibility battle. Engage with fake infallibility trolls, but not to persuade them, only to disappoint them by exposing their formula for how lame it really is.